We've scoured TikTok for the best watch content creators, and after losing ourselves in the rabbit hole that TikTok is with hours of mindless content and a ton of OnlyFans creators, we came up with the 8 best watch content creators we could find, and here they are for you today. With me today, it's somebody different. I have Nina, our social media manager, and the beast of the Luxury Bazaar social media team. That wasn't derogatory.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Sorry, you're like killing the social media game.
Thank you.
Before we get started and before you introduce yourself, I want to talk about our newest sponsor, which is GraphicRugs.com. Today's episode is giving away a 6.5-foot Platona rug. This is the Platinum Daytona rug. I think we have one in the office. I'm not sure if we ever seen one in person, but it is awesome looking. It's huge. It's 6.5 feet diameter. All you have to do to enter to win is follow at graphic_rugs on Instagram, comment graphic rugs on this video, and 7 days from this video going live, we will choose a winner and they'll send you one out. Nina, welcome. First time on the show. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm amazing.
I'm excited.
So I've never really been a fan of TikTok because it is like you could lose yourself in there for like hours, just stupid, like mindless shit.
Time sink.
Huh?
Time sink.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like it went from, dances and like, just a bunch of like memes to being like pretty, good content. I mean, I remember I sent you one girl on there, one lady on there that does a lot of TikTok content about like social media management and like all this stuff. And there's a lot of really good shit on there. There's a bunch of articles that recently came out about Gen Z, boosting up the watch market, and TikTok is one of those channels that's bringing them into the watch industry. So I thought, why don't we go out, find the 8 best. Now, again, best is not really, there is no scale to this. It's just like who we thought were the best, who some of them were mentioned by the media, which a lot of times it's not really, it's either paid or somehow promoted. So I don't really put too much value on that.
Maybe they have the money to pay them from their TikTok, which
it's very
means
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok monetization is the thing, and I'm sure people are making tons of money on it. But I feel like the ones that are doing it best are either dealers themselves because they want to create awareness for themselves, or just horologists or like publications that are out there putting out really good educational information about, watches themselves and the watch market. I had a hard time finding people that are just strictly giving you like up-to-date live pricing information. Here's how much this is going for. A lot of them are providing prices that are available online. Like they use Chrono 24 as like a reference for the pricing, and that's not like real prices.
Yeah.
I actually thought and I remember talking to you about it, like we should just do like actual, like here's what the market price is right now, whether you're selling it or you're buying it. Here's what we would pay or what we would sell it for. I know a lot of the guys in the office are not comfortable with that, doing that sort of stuff, but maybe you can keep trying to convince everybody to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially gray market in short form content. So
yeah,
it's basically what we do, just a little bit more of a chance to go viral on.
Yeah, I mean,
the
so
app.
like we definitely have to start creating a lot more original content for TikTok, like things that are not shown in the gray market episodes. It just takes a lot of time, effort, creativity to come up with like, okay, what are we doing today? And then you have to organize the logistics. Okay, we need a cameraman, we need the actual people, doing something. So it's always tough, but like I always love those like the stupid games they have on TikTok with like rolling out like a toilet paper roll
Yeah.
and seeing where it lands, and like we could do that for watches, or like the toothpaste where you slam it down and like however far you get. Those kind of like really I get sucked into that. Like,
Me too.
I keep watching them.
We should just have a list and then just check them off every single day. That's a note for myself, I guess. Just let's just do it.
Let's try to do that.
Let's do it all.
So first one we have is at Mr. Watches. Now, Mr. Watches currently has about 186,000 subscribers, which is a pretty big feat. I mean, to accumulate that many subscribers or followers takes time, takes quality content. Indonesian-born German retailer. He is known for like his jackets. I guess like he's got like some stitched out like jacket, and I've seen like his videos. Some of them he has it, some of them he doesn't. Some of them are just like B-roll with him like talking over it. But he's probably one of the bigger ones because he's just like everywhere. Like I keep seeing him. And again, TikTok's algorithm is super, super good. Like, so when I watch one guy, another guy pops up. And that's actually how I found a lot of these. Have you seen any of his stuff? What do you think about it? Is interesting, cool?
First thing I noticed, obviously, was the jacket. I thought that was interesting. It's just a good way to separate yourself from people. When you see the jacket, you know that it's Mr. Watches. Also, his name, it's really good one.
Yeah.
Good on him for getting that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's really funny. And it goes to show that Gen Z isn't the only one who can kind of make waves in the TikTok industry. Could really be anybody who's down to make videos and just be entertaining and engaging. It's really all.
Yeah, I think you need to have the personality, and we I feel like we're lacking that here. Like, we don't have like that crazy entertainer, funny, that Nico style person in here.
Everyone who's on our team watching is like,
yeah.
what do you mean? But yeah,
everybody so I have that same issue where I think I'm funny, but I'm not, and my wife keeps telling me I'm not. Roman has that thing where like he thinks he's funny, and we tell him he's not. So we actually
doesn't stop him.
No, it does not stop him. We need to get somebody actually funny.
We should just put out an ad. Are you funny? Come in.
Make me laugh.
Yeah.
Funny look.
And you might get hired.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. That could be an interesting video concept.
New gray market challenge.
Well, yeah, it'll be the new challenge.
Yeah.
Look for a
We
comedian.
could have like a stand-up comedy challenge.
That would be awesome.
Dude, that would just be funny.
Yeah.
Bring in your best material, and we'll sit back and watch.
I was just not watching. I was listening to a podcast this morning. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was a UFC fighter who became a podcaster, who became a stand-up comedian, and like a very he is the first stand-up comedian to receive, or to get his own Showtime special after only 2 years of doing comedy.
Interesting.
Like, he got an hour on Showtime, after just 2 years, and everybody's like, how the hell did that happen?
He was blessed with the most gifts. Like, he's a fighter.
Yeah.
What doesn't he do?
Well, you know what it is? He's also friends with a lot of people, like Joe Rogan and a lot of comedians.
Oh,
So
who is it? I think I know who it is.
I don't remember his name. I listened to it this morning, and I didn't.
Is it the fighter and the kid, right? Or
What?
the fighter and the kid?
I have no idea. Might be. I missed the name because I was dropping my son off.
Oh.
But I listened to the
Priorities.
rest of it. I'm assuming he was also a good UFC fighter. His podcast network, he actually has his own network now with like 7 or 8 different podcasts in there. And the comedy, he said like he wanted to do that since he was a kid. Who?
Yeah, Brendan Shaw.
Brandon Shaw.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it.
Okay.
Cool.
So it was a very cool story. So maybe we should do something like that where we bring in, people that wanted to be watch dealers, but now they want to be comedians.
Yeah, we should. Very niche. I like it.
So this guy's cool. He does stand out. He does have like a look. Like you said, it's not just Gen Z creating the content. I mean, this guy's middle-aged, I would say. I guess I'm considered middle-aged these days. Like, it's funny because like I always thought like, do older people like feel older? Do they like when they look at themselves in the mirror, are they like older?
Why don't you tell us now?
I don't feel old. Like, I do older shit, like older people shit. Like, like I don't go to sleep that late anymore. Like, cause I wake up early and I go to the gym. I'm like, the music is too fucking loud in here. Like, oh, kids these days
Maybe I'm
have a work
middle-aged.
ethic. So like I feel like when I'm creating content like this, for example, I don't feel like I'm like the old guy in the room talking about like shit I did like 30 years ago. Although I did do shit 30 years ago. But 30 years ago I was only 10.
Yeah.
So maybe
But
20
still,
years ago.
yeah.
20 years ago I did some wild shit. Even up to like 10 years ago, I did some wild shit. I haven't done wild shit since I've been married.
Used to be cool, obviously.
I used to be cool. Yeah, I used to be
Trust
cool.
me, guys.
I have pictures
Pull up the
to
Facebook
prove it.
albums. MySpace.
I was a bad teenager. But aside from that,
That's for another.
That's for another. Yeah, that's for like my life story. I can't tell it. Like that would be very
Devastating.
Yeah, it would be bad because I did bad shit. Next one we have is a big name. He's big in the industry. He's big as a creator. It's Wrist Aficionado. He has a really good brand. He's at 345,000 subscribers. Obviously, they have a big Instagram, presence. Same thing with TikTok, YouTube, I believe, as well. They're really good content creators. They create content on like that super like higher level, definitely like top-notch content. But I think what sets them apart is their celebrity content. Like they deal with so many celebrities that I don't want to say it's easy, but like, if you have like LeBron James, buying from you or with you, it's going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
we're going to watch it.
Yeah. It's almost like Pristine watches. Pristine, has all like the rappers and a lot of like the New York celebrities, and they're constantly posting stuff with like Justin Bieber was like at their store, like, I don't remember. It was everybody. Everybody was like buying shit from him. So it's kind of easy to like, and again, easy is an understatement, but what do you think about his content?
I really like it. He actually is one of my inspirations just to get really good quality, even just video content, because the watches that he shows, it'll be really crisp, clear, interesting watches that are either rare or expensive, and then in a cool location. It doesn't even have to be a crazy video, but just like, which of these would you pick for the rest of your life? And then it's like 3 cool watches moving or something, and I'm like, wow, I should do that.
Yeah, a lot of production value to like the stuff that they do, and like I give them tons of respect for that. Like, we're constantly trying to like, up our game and do all sorts of stuff. So every time we get like a new videographer or a new photographer, we're like, what can we do better than what we're doing now? And it's funny because like I asked Matthew that like last week, and he's like, oh, the unboxings, we need an overhead camera. I was like, boom,
brilliant,
done.
Yeah,
like awesome. Next one on my list is Nolan Daniel White. So typical videos are about vintage watches. This guy has 222,000 followers, subscribers. He's a young guy. He's a young kid. He does a lot of like lifestyle stuff. So watches are a part of it, but there's a lot of like fashion tips. I don't know, I guess all sorts of like styling stuff. He's young, creating content for the young, but somehow managed to bring in vintage watches into this and also create an entire following of like young people that are now suddenly into vintage watches because of his content. Have you ever seen his stuff? Have you checked it out, taken a look?
Yeah, actually, when I searched watch TikTok or watch TikTokers for the first time when I started working here, he was immediately flooding my feed. It was him. It wasn't even like Wrist Aficionado. It wasn't like Nico. It was him. So I would binge his stuff. I think he has a really good knack for branding also. So the vintage kind of, the vintage? That's a new one. The vintage watches kind of, I guess, paves the way for all of his other content. It fits that vibe. I feel like he's from Stranger Things almost, like that era.
It feels that way. Like the look, of his stuff is kind of into that. And it's funny because he's like a refined, young man, like, which you don't really, on TikTok especially, you don't see that a lot. You see a lot of like, oh, let's do some fun, dumb shit, like.
Yeah, he'll just grab a microphone and be like, I feel like he's very logistical also, where he'll probably plan out, okay, like, I don't know if you've seen this, but he even did something in the fashion realm where it's like, $1,500. This is the most affordable way to redo your entire wardrobe. And he lists everything out, like just creates all these different outfits. I'm like, this dude really likes to do what he's doing, and he produces a lot. He's doing a good job.
For him to be able to create content based on like what he enjoys and loves doing, it's that whole thing where it's not like a job. You actually like doing it. And I'm assuming with this sort of growth and this sort of following, he is able to monetize and he's able to make, a living off of this. If not, then he should be. Next guy on our list is Vukum. Vukum has become a very well-known creator. I don't know what Vukum actually stands for.
I was actually just wondering that. In my head, that's just his name, but it's not.
It's not his name, no. He's got like a regular, like a normal name, which I don't know what it is.
I'm sure.
It is
his name is Woutervan?
No.
Woutervan Viven?
No.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
He got really successful with the negotiating videos, one of which I know Kevin, our guy Kevin here, Chrono Kev, got into like a heated, social media battle with him. He's on 47th Street, so he has like, one of those booths where he sells watches.
Those booths.
The booths. He actually, his channel got, I don't want to say acquired, but it went under the umbrella of, what's the name of that
Tuscany Rose.
No.
Vukum verse.
Mad Realities.
Oh, Mad
Realities. Yeah. Mad Realities is like the umbrella that does all sorts of like really cool reality shows, like that one with the Uber, or I guess the taxi cabs, where you get in a cab and you're like, oh, what's your favorite place in New York to go to? Oh, cool, let's go there. Hey, you hungry? Let's go get lunch. What's your favorite place for lunch? And they take the guy out to lunch and they sit and eat. Keep the meter running. It's called Keep the Meter Running. That's what it is.
I haven't seen
so they
it.
have
That's
like
awesome.
other reality shows, and being under that umbrella has gotten them a lot of like awareness and growth. But the content itself is good. Now, the question constantly comes up, like, how much of it are they faking? How much of it is real? What's the difference?
Who cares?
You
Yeah.
know, like, if it's good, it's good. It's
I'll watch it.
captivating. People are watching it. Like my feed is flooded with his stuff, and I watch it because I like the guy. Like, he's got a very distinct look. Being in the industry, we're familiar with like a lot of the watches and the dealings that are going on there. But he's at 1.5 million subscribers. I mean, that's pretty fucking serious.
Yeah.
Like, people love his stuff, clearly. So he's doing a good job with that.
Yeah, it goes to show that you don't even really need a high production value, just as long as you're engaging. Like, I think it looks like somebody just follows him around with a camera, and maybe he'll do like some deals, whether they're real or fake or both. Who cares? It's very interesting, and the whole 47th Street community, the fact that he'll showcase other people and everybody's in this community, it kind of, you want to watch to kind of be part of that community.
It draws you into that world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So definitely more luck to him, and I hope he grows even more. Maybe we'll one day do something together.
Yeah.
Next one we have is the world's probably biggest, not in size, but in subscriber base, YouTuber, and most entertaining, watch YouTuber. That's our boy, Nico Vanderhurst. Nico has grown his TikTok following to 933,000 subscribers as of late. I remember seeing his stuff super early on, and a lot of it is cuts from his full-length videos. But he's so funny, he's so entertaining that like even just like a short cut where he's like busting somebody's balls or like making fun of something, they're catchy. Like you're watching, you laugh, like you giggle at his stuff, like
Even because he's laughing about it, it makes you want to laugh.
It's funny because like I recently had Marco on here, and we were talking about how like that episode where we couldn't stop laughing. We were talking about the porthole.
Yeah.
And like people would comment like, your laughing made me laugh. Like, so
It's contagious.
yeah, it is contagious. And Nico's content is contagious. Like his laughter, his personality is like, it's really outgoing. I love it.
It is. Wait, can I say a confession?
Please.
So since we've been on this podcast right now, I keep having flashbacks to the porthole conversation, and I keep wanting to laugh because it really got me that time. And now every time I'm just like, don't laugh. Because then you'll have to explain. But here we are.
It's funny, like, a lot of times when I write like the outline for like, what are we talking about today? Like, oh no, that's gonna make me laugh. I can't use this. And it's funny because in the office we say things and we're constantly throwing around like, oh, that's what she said. You really have to watch what you say because somebody will find it funny.
Yeah. Maybe sometimes it is what she said, and maybe sometimes it's not.
I find it to be really funny when people say that's what she said when it's like just really wrong. Like, it doesn't even make sense, bro. Like, why would she say that?
Who said that?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Next guy on our list, I have a hard time pronouncing his name, but Mike
Nouveau.
Nouveau. I'm really bad with like pronunciations and like
It's
anything
all
that's like French or like
English.
Also concentrating on vintage content, has 254,000 subscribers, millions upon millions of views on his content. So he's clearly crushing it. He does a lot of watch spotting content. He does a lot of recommendation content. He does budget content, like, if you're looking to spend up to this much. Very educational, informational, and entertaining. Like those three things, if you can do education, entertainment, and informational,
Entertaining, engaging.
Engaging. A couple of those crossover,
Yeah.
but if
Bunch
you
of
can do
Ds.
that, you have like a winning strategy for content. He does know what he's talking about, so he clearly has some knowledge, and he's become like one of my favorites to actually watch on there. And again, it doesn't matter whether I can pronounce his name or not. Like I watch his content, and it really has made me more interested in vintage watches. You know.
You know what's interesting? I'm curious to know if that's his real last name or not, because in French,
It's
Nouveau
new,
means new. So
Yeah.
it's like, I was curious about that, but I like his content.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
You know, because that would be a cool last name, like
Yeah.
Mike New.
I like
You know,
that.
like I recently introduced. I recently interviewed a guy on here named Rob Dial, and I was like,
yeah.
dude, that is such a cool last name. You should have been in watches. Like, you know, hey, my name is Rob Dial. You know,
Can't compete with that.
yeah,
It's amazing.
You know, it's like if your name is like Larry No Waitlist.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like that would be amazing.
Don't tell Alex he's about to change his last name.
Legally.
Yeah.
He should get that
And
tattooed.
his license plate. Yes, and a tattoo.
That would be a much better license plate than Pushin' P.
Oh, Serrano though. That's a sick last name.
It is.
Serrano
a cool
is a
last
good
name.
last name. Yeah, it's very, very sharp.
Yeah.
Like
Spicy.
serrated.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, 2 honorable mentions to my list. Now, again, these were the top. Maybe you have a couple that you want to introduce that weren't on the list. Anything? Anybody? You know,
I wasn't
no
really thinking
pressure. Yeah,
about
no, not to put you on the spot. I don't know. I thought maybe you have something that I missed.
If I think of something else.
You know, you have the Tuscany Rose. You know,
Yeah.
like he's up there. It's good, but Vukum kind of covers, you know, the same content.
He covers those people, I feel.
Honorable mention at Roman Scharf.
Shout out.
Who?
Yeah.
Roman Scharf, you ever hear?
Yeah, hold on. We got to Google him. Do we have him on here? So the Roman Scharf channel is a collection of good segments from gray market episodes, from Instagram stuff. You know, we don't purposely create content specifically for TikTok, which I know we want to change. We want to do that. You know, here's a piece of content that's strictly made for TikTok to work with their algorithm. We don't do that because it's a lot. I mean, we put out so much content and we do so much that it's difficult to organize all that, but we will.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll get on top of that.
Yeah. It's very important.
It is.
And exciting. It's different than Instagram and
100%. But we do pick out like the entertaining segments, you know, like this is a cool, you know, whether it's funny, informational, educational, engaging, something in there. We take that out of the gray market episode and we throw that on TikTok, and a lot of them do very well. Currently, we have Roman Scharf at 83,000 subscribers. Now, he's no match to a lot of these guys, but he'll get there.
Mm-hmm. The watch space in general, I feel like there's a ton of room for growth for any watch creator who wants to continuously put out content. So.
Which is so funny because when I first started working on like, okay, what's our strategy? How do we get more awareness? The pool of like, at least it seemed, the pool of like enthusiasts and collectors and people interested in stuff were so small that it wasn't like, okay, if we go on TikTok, you know, who the hell's going to watch our stuff? Mm-hmm. At the same time, we still didn't launch gray market. We still didn't do the lifestyle content. It was mostly like horology based. Like, let me tell you about this watch.
Perpetual
I'm like,
calendar.
yeah, I'm like, bro, I was like, nobody cares about this shit. There's like 3 people out there that will watch this.
Marco there.
Yeah, you know, Marco being one of them. Like the other 2 are our customers already. Mm-hmm. So I'm very happy that we were able to create, you know, gray market and the whole lifestyle concept, because it's led to us being able to create more content that's more universally accepted, not just by, you know, watch nerds.
Right.
And I'm sorry, watch nerds. I'm sure a lot of you are watching this, and I super appreciate your
love you.
support. And we love you guys.
We're a bit of watch nerds also, but there's just other things that are entertaining that'll suck you in more.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's funny. Did I ever tell you, like, so we had a guy working here as our social media manager, and he was helping with the TikTok. And the first time I logged into TikTok, I'm like, why is it all like porn stars and
No
like
way.
OnlyFans creators?
no.
I'm like, what is going on here? My entire feed, I'm like, you know, like looking around, like, are people going to think this is me? Like, what's going on here?
You know, it's based off of what you like, Avi.
Yeah, I know. It was my first time in there. I didn't like anything. Not to say I don't like OnlyFans creators.
Not to
but
say I don't like it, I just didn't previously.
I did not choose to see this. So I'm like, you know, I'm not going to say the person's name. I'm like, dude, what's up with our feed? He's like, oh, I don't know. It's just like that. I'm like,
TikTok's weird.
yeah, TikTok, oh, crazy.
TikTok's got the best algorithm ever, so something's up.
Yeah. It could be anybody else in this office. I don't know. Remember, what was that, Lugs and Jugs account?
Yeah, Lugs and
Yeah,
Jugs.
somebody was following Lugs and Jugs.
Yeah, it just pops up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out though,
No
because
way.
They killed their account.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's dead. Lugs
Aw.
and Jugs no longer exist. We had a conversation about this a couple months ago.
R.I.P..
Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah. We should bring that back.
I'm sure she's still alive and well. I hope.
Oh, I talked to Kelly on her own time. She
Speaking of-
knew the creator of that account.
Oh, really?
Yes. Speaking of,
God damn.
no, I'm remembering the conversation. We brought that up, and she said, "Yeah, I know the creator," and she shut it down. I'm like, "Why?" The final honorary mention is the @LuxuryBazaar account, killing the game at 28,000 subscribers. This is by far my favorite, Luxury Bazaar account because it does showcase a lot of cuts from
You?
the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all pictures
You know what's funny? Yeah, me. But as any person, you hate seeing yourself on camera. You hate seeing photo. Like you're like, oh, I look like shit here, and I hate seeing it. But it's
Here we
cool
are.
that
The people love it.
yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's cool that that channel that TikTok is propagating our podcast and it's growing it, and it's both ways. We help that TikTok account grow. That TikTok account helps our podcast grow.
Yeah. I feel like that's a conglomerate of all the people at Luxury Bazaar, besides necessarily just gray market content.
Yeah,
right.
Luxury Bazaar is just everybody.
We
just
have a
Roman.
ton more opportunity there because we can do anything we want there. So
Yeah.
we
Within
should just,
reason, Avi. Jeez.
lugs and jugs, bro.
Bring it back. Luxury Bazaar.
Luxury,
I like that. We should
luxury Bazaar. No, that's not.
luxury
That's
bazaar.
Brazier. Luxury brazier.
on that note.
Good night, everybody.
Again, mic drop. I think we should try to do some fun stuff on there because nobody is really controlling what we do on there. So we should
Yeah, it's just a
get
place to
everybody,
try.
Everybody that has an idea, we should let them do something on there.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my list. That's what I came up with. There could be a lot more. So if you are watching this and you know a good TikToker that you think would fit in this list or belongs on this list, please comment below. Let us know. Let's get them some exposure and let's check out their content. Otherwise, if you are not happy with this list, let us know as well.
Change it.
Yeah, we'll change it. I'm actually thinking of doing one for podcasts, like audio only podcasts. There are a couple, and the majority of them are
Us.
us. The majority of them are really horology based or alternate type watches, like brands we don't care about.
Yeah. Like
Because we're
micro brands or
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, we're just hype beasts that only go after the top brands.
Yeah.
But if you want to win a 6.5-foot Platinum Daytona rug, make sure to follow @graphic_rugs on Instagram. Make sure to comment graphic rugs on this video. Make sure to subscribe, comment on this video, and write a review for the podcast if you're listening to this. I hope that this podcast, brought some light or kind of introduced some people to some other TikToks that they haven't already been following maybe. Or if you aren't on TikTok and you want some cool content, get on TikTok and follow these accounts, and make sure to follow the last two honorary mentions @Roman Charf and @Luxury Bazaar.
I do have one more thought.
Please.
Okay, so have you heard of the Hype House? I'm sure.
Yes,
maybe.
of
Yeah.
course.
So what if there was a Hype House for all watch TikTokers and we just
We talked about that.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, we talked about doing that.
Yeah.
We wanted to rent
Recycling
a
an
big ass
idea.
house in Miami and it wasn't TikTokers, it was just going to be watch content creators like
Yeah.
YouTubers and everybody else.
brilliant?
It's just typical watch content creators are also watch dealers, and they do pretty well.
Yeah.
Like,
like,
so why
don't
the
need
fuck
to
am I
really
gonna live
do
in a house
that.
with 10 other people?
Yeah.
Where somebody's
I could live
messy.
in my own house.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay at home. So
Just to
that
make
did
us
not
happy.
work out. It's funny because I actually had the idea of let's get a couple of content creators like us, Nico, Eric. At the time it was Anthony, and let's just work together. Let's collaborate. Let's just do stuff together. So we did a lot of live streams together where we did market updates, and it just kind of died out. I mean, obviously some people messed up their presence.
Trajectory.
Yeah, definitely their trajectory. But it had an opportunity, and I think that somebody could still do this. It does seem that watch dealers are so concerned with their business, which rightly so. That's their livelihood, that they don't really want to collaborate with others. Let me just grow my brand. I'm not
True.
about that life. I would rather collaborate with a bunch of people, and a rising tide raises all boats. That's my theme. So if we all work together, we could do something really cool. If any watch content creators want to work with us, holler. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me, Nina. It was a pleasure having you on. I hope to have you on more often.
Let's do it.
And yeah, next time maybe you could talk a little more.
Either way.
say a couple extra words. Fucking carrying the show.
Carrying the show on my back.
No, but this is, an interesting topic that, again, just because I think it's interesting might not be for others, but I don't really give a shit. I create content that I think is cool.
It's the name of the game.
Yeah, we'll see how the ratings end up.
Yeah, we'll see how this one does.
Yeah.
But have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Same with you guys. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Take care.
Toodaloo.